your principal Shushila Madam and our state Red Cross coordinator for this first aid program, Ramana, the staff of the nursing college of the Bharatiya Medical College and students. Indeed, it's pleasure that you asked me to come and participate in this program. First aid, I think you might have been tired right from the beginning morning. It's a hectic schedule from morning 10 a.m. Actually, I wanted to come in the morning itself, but because of my other programs. Basically, I am an orthopedic surgeon. I am retired from Bharatiya Medical College as professor. I am student of this Bharatiya Medical College. Way back 78. I just have seen my shed, which is now in a bad condition. I had seen when I was there. And I am student here. I am assistant professor here. I am associate professor here. And I retired as professor of orthopedics from the same college. And I was president of Students' Union also this medical college. From 81 to 83. As chairman of the Red Cross, it's my duty to render all the services pertaining to the disaster management. You know that probably from the morning you might have heard from Ramana about the basics of the first aid and the various chapters involved in the first aid. First aid, you know that very much. It's only initial treatment, especially to preserve the life, first of all. Till the medical services is, available, concerned, whether the patient is referred to a nearby hospital or the first aid itself is treatment sometimes by saving the life. So there are various aspects. It's a big chapter. First aid is a very big chapter. It's not simple thing because it may be an illness or it may be an injury. Even illness means suppose if it's a heart attack, it's an illness. A road traffic accident is an injury. So here you need a first aid in the form of CPR. There in the injury you need in the form of treatment like ABCs. Giving airway, breathing, maintaining, CPR, other things, all those things. And if it is a fracture, stabilization of fracture and see that it to prevent the damage, further worsening of the condition. That's the main thing. Suppose if there is a fracture of the leg, see the two fragments. If you leave that and if you just transport to the nearby hospital, by that time the fragments may injure the vital organs there. What are the vital organs? Any vessel or nerve. So your splintage will see that the situation is not further worsened. That is the first thing. Second thing is you alleviate the pain also by stabilizing that fracture. So by stabilizing an injured limb, you are achieving two things. One is the pain is relieved. Other thing is till the patient is transported to the nearby hospital, his condition is not worsened further. So you are protecting the damage of the vital structures of vessels and nerves. This is the aim of the first aid. Of course, once he reaches to the hospital, there the concerned specialist will take care of. But your aim is to see that at the there and there, at the place of the location of the injury or the illness itself, the treatment which you render is the first aid. Maybe in any form. Even sometimes the basic thing is the person who is rendering or who is giving the first aid should not be in agony. He should be first of all calm, quiet, and his presence of mind, all those things matter a lot. The person who is about to start the first aid, he is if he is in delay or if he is in agitated or agony, then his mind becomes blocked. So that's why you should keep your mind under control. First see that you are protected and you are safe. Assess the location where you are and then start giving the first aid. And simultaneously asking for the medical help. That's it, calling the ambulance and other things. This should be simultaneous. Suppose if you are alone, suppose if you have another person, you can ask him to call for 108 and other things and start the CPR and other first aid things whichever. If patient, especially maybe in shock, this I usually tell. Shock means wherever the shock means, what is shock? Blood pressure is low. Whenever the blood pressure is low, you come and the pulse rate is very feeble and threading and the blood pressure is very low. Usually, even if you hear a bad news or a danger sound, they collapse and fell down. Majority of the times you will see no. Exam hall lo person చూసి difficult భయపడితే కూడా కింద పడిపోతారు. Why do they fall down like that? Why do they fall down like that? Vasovagal shock. Vasovagal shock. There is something called vagus nerve. It is an autonomous nervous system controlled by autonomous. It just spontaneously vagus nerve is stimulated when by hearing the news which is not palatable or an accident scene. Sometimes people will see the blood and they will fall down. Majority it happens in my operation theatre. A new nursing student comes to my OT, assists, many of the time they fall down on the first day. Slowly after 2-3 times they will get adjusted, that's a different thing. Then what you are supposed to do? They will fall down because vagus nerve is stimulated. What happens once the vagus nerve is stimulated? The vessels dilated, vasodilatation. Once the vessels dilated, the blood goes down. So main vital organs, heart, brain will lose the blood supply for a shorter while. So BP goes down and they fall down. So what is that immediately you have to do? ఏం చేస్తారు? రోడ్ సైడ్ పడగానే ఏం చేస్తారు? మొహం మీద నీళ్ళు చల్లడు, వాడిని కూర్చోబెట్టడం, ఆల్ సచ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ నాన్ సెన్స్ థింగ్స్. వాడు వాటర్ తాగిస్తుంటాడు, వాడు కొడుతుంటాడు. దీస్ ఆర్ నాట్ ద థింగ్స్. దే విల్ ఫర్దర్ వర్సన్ ది vasovagal shock. You are supposed to make them lie down, remove the buttons and elevate the, very good, somebody there, elevate the legs. Elevate the legs. Why do you elevate the legs? Yes, the calf muscles will have a storage of about 250 ml of blood. They will have roughly 250 ml of blood. By elevating the legs, what happens? The blood which is in the calf muscles will go again into the mainstream and the vital organs will have sufficient blood in that instantaneously. So within not even 1 minute, within seconds, they will be all right. Even in our blood donation, you know that Red Cross is mainly we maintain the blood donation camps, blood banks, blood center and all. Whenever we go for a blood donation camp, they give blood. And what happened after the blood giving, what happened, 250 ml or 300 ml which we draw, and they immediately try to sit. Already the blood goes down and already you have given 250 ml. Some people will immediately get sweating and they collapse. So what you are supposed to do? Make them lie down and elevate the things. Don't be panicky. If you become panicky and if you make him sit and throw sprinkler water and all the good time, the golden time is lost and they will become hypoxic. If you make them sit, what happens? Further the BP goes down and the blood became shortage to the brain, and brain will lose the oxygen, hypoxia. Hypoxia, what happens? Convulsions. They get fits. So what is the first step is BP becomes down. They will fall down. If you make them sit, further the BP goes down and the brain blood flow still goes down and they become hypoxic, and hypoxia then leads to the convulsions and fits. That is the reason why they get fits on the roadside. Majority of the people who have the shock due to vasovagal thing, immediately you have to do is the elevate the limb. Simple step. They will become alright within a minute. So, friends, other things probably you might have been trained right from the morning. I don't want to take much of your time. There are advanced things. Basic life saving will be there again. It's only first aid. After this one, BLS, and after that one, ALS. Where we will teach you how to intubate and how you have to maintain the lung capacity and how to see that the heart is seen functioning. Those are all advanced training. But initially, even AED also, the mission probably you might not have. If AED mission is there, that also we can train you, because nowadays advanced even it is becoming mandatory now, because you see in Western countries every student or every citizen will be trained in first aid. One is the CPR which you do manually, and another thing is with the AED. They are placed nowadays in airports, even in the railway stations and bus stations. They are supposed to ask. Yeah. So that will come into the picture in our Indian society also in future. So that with the commands of the AED itself, we can do the first aid. So that really saves the scientifically better way of doing the CPR. So now what we have been trained is a manual one. So in BLS and ALS we teach that also. And if situation and the circumstances permit, we may come back again. And as far as the Red Cross is concerned, we are placed at the Subedari in front of Collectorate. We have got one blood bank, blood center. We are catering to the entire Warangal population. Even to the MGM hospital, I give 30% of share every year. So not only the giving blood, but we have got in the blood, we have got a component separation wherein blood is separated into three parts, RBCs, because the whole blood concept has gone. Earlier days, we used to give total blood to the patient. That is not required at all. Unnecessary blood also not necessary to be transfused. So we, of course, MGM we don't have that mission, but we have that Red Cross, the component separation mission, where the blood is separated into RBCs, because suppose if bleeding is there, what is important? It's the red blood cells. Anemia, usually we see in female population, women, anemia, where what is required is RBCs. So red blood cells, packed cells we separate. And another thing is we separate into platelets also. So you know that the platelets, whenever any viral disease like dengue and other diseases, what you need is platelets only. Where you need RBCs, so we separate into platelets and we transfuse platelets also. Serum, we separate serum also. Suppose a burns patient, what you need is there, a burns patient, you need only plasma and serum. Why do you need RBCs, platelets there? So that's why 1 pint of blood if you are donating, we separate into 3 components. That means we tell the blood donor, whoever is donating, with your blood we are saving 3 lives. One is the one with the RBCs who require, another patient may require platelets, and another patient may require only plasma and serum. And even the serum we give to the many of the pharma companies for their manufacturing of the drugs and medicines. So my dear friends, these are a few of the Red Cross activities apart from the disaster management. and the first aid and other things. And also we go to the site wherever, suppose in the recent floods in the Warangal, we are the first to have gone to the Red Cross volunteers go there, and even anywhere, any calamity, train accident or anywhere. So we go first to the Red Cross volunteers. So wherever the disaster management means to the rescue, it is the Red Cross volunteers which we go. So our activities are disaster management, maintenance of the blood bank, and another important thing, we are also enjoying the maintenance of the generic medical shops, the quality medicines at the affordable cost. These are the concept of the Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi program, where the quality medicine should be supplied at the affordable price, the Jan Aushadhi generic medical shops. That also we are running. Apart from that one, the most prestigious thing which the Haramkonda branch is maintaining is thalassemia transfusion center. Thalassemia children, they are inborn with the hemoglobinopathy, they born, and every month we have to transfuse 1 point of blood. Otherwise they don't see the next month's birthday, not next year's next month. So every month we are giving 1 point of blood to the 300 children registered in our thalassemia transfusion center. There are only 3 centers in the Red Cross. One is Manchiria, another Hyderabad, another is Haramkonda. Only 3 centers we give free of cost. The blood we give, we do all the blood tests, and the medical attention, doctor will examine, and all the tests and medicines are distributed, and food also will be served, plus the transport charges, all free of cost to the thalassemia suffered patients, children. So there are 300 children which we are. That is the prestigious thing. The thalassemia. Apart from that one, need-based activities many are there. We are running one for the women empowerment, for all the unemployed girls, especially from the low middle class and the downtrodden. We are running tailoring institute also in my place. Every 3 months, about 20 to 30 girls we are training with an instructor there. So like that, many of the other programs are there. Thank you very much for your patient hearing, and all the best for your future endeavors of the nurse. Because I love nursing students and the nursing profession so much, because from the Nightingale we got inspiration in many ways. So every year I celebrate and conduct this Nightingale Day, Nurses Day, and at both my Red Cross and at the nursing college of the Rohini and also hospital. So I attend invariably to that program on the way. Thank you very much, and all the best to all of you. Thank you very much.